Welcome back to Kamicuozzi Uncaged. I'm Tom.
And I'm Tommy.
How was breakfast?
Breakfast was fantastic.
Breakfast was the bomb.
It was so good.
Yeah. So duct tapes, barbecue.
Right up the road.
Yeah.
Fairly new.
Yeah, it's right there where the Red River Grill used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget with, Mom being on the chamber. They had the ribbon cutting, and she was like, "What do you want for duct tapes?" I just got chicken tenders that day. I felt like having something fried. They were solid.
Yeah, it's good.
They were delicious.
It's really
Dipped
good.
in some barbecue sauce.
And to be honest, Cliff Caps
Yeah.
asked me what I was doing yesterday and asked if I would like to go to breakfast. We went there yesterday too.
What'd you get yesterday?
The same thing I got this morning. I got that 3 egg plate. It was mad.
I'm not a huge egg person.
I love eggs.
I could take or leave them, but on the topic of weird food combinations per last time, you had the shower potatoes. Let's recap that. But on the subject of weird food combinations, is I've actually developed a way to make eggs at their peak. You could not possibly have eggs better than this.
How?
All right. So the eggs themselves, we're going to put aside any sort of like toppings or additions. Right now, the eggs themselves. So you put however many eggs, egg whites, yolks, whatever your amount is in like a little bowl or a mixing cup, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you dump buffalo sauce in.
Buffalo sauce.
Buffalo
eggs.
sauce in. But it's while they're still like runny and eggy. You haven't cooked them at all
Yeah.
yet. Right? And I like to pour a hefty amount in there. And, whisk it up, and you'll have orange eggs, right? You put them in there. Changes the texture and the taste. And that's exactly why I am not a big egg fan. It's the texture and the taste. If it were
Really?
one or the other, I could live with it. But it's the texture and the taste.
See, I would love to get chickens. I don't like the mess. So if you guys,
Right.
if you guys want to get like chickens,
Right.
I would gladly sponsor. Like I would buy some chickens for
You'd
you
buy
guys
some
to
chicken.
have. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because I do like eating chicken.
So look, we had a big weekend.
Very big
Yeah.
weekend.
Yep.
Big 2 weeks, really.
Yeah, that's true too. So we had one person, one of our students, participating in Toro Cup.
Yes. She did fantastic.
Yeah, Kaylee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylee. She did solid.
She did so good. And in here, so really her and her two brothers, I've seen play guard a lot. Like they're not that they're really good everywhere,
Right.
but I see them play a lot of guard.
Yeah.
Her wrestling was phenomenal
Yeah.
yesterday.
It was on point.
She did a couple of pull-throughs, took the back, took takedown.
So I couldn't be there. So Mom and I got it on Flow Grappling.
Yeah, and that's where they're streaming them now as Flow Grappling, which is super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, to say that, watch my match on Flow Grappling, that's super cool.
So to touch base on Toro Cup, it is such a cool event. If you don't know anything about Toro Cup and you're a grappler or you're a fan of grappling, Toro Cup is designed to help people. 50% of their proceeds, I believe, goes to
Yeah.
something that they choose.
They've donated thousands of dollars to some sort of good cause, and every one it's a different one. This one was they donated half their proceeds to Safe Child,
Right.
and it's I believe the only place in that area that deals with like child abuse, neglect, everything
Right.
like that. It gives them a bit of safety. Looks out for the kids, and half of their proceeds went there to aid them in their mission. I just think that's super
Right.
cool.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Again, they don't make it. It's never just about money with them. It's always such a good group of people that
Right.
you deal with when you deal with Cage Side Toro, and everybody
Yeah.
that comes along with it.
Like they're not blood family, but it's family
Yeah.
run.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like you go in there, you wouldn't know that they're not family.
Yeah. Oh, it's so laid back too because they got like dogs hanging out. They everyone knows each other because
Yeah.
we have a younger crowd now coming in there too. The
Yeah.
new and upcoming crowd, but you still see the people that you met years ago
Yeah.
there.
Boomer, the owner,
Right.
Gage Side Tour, BJJ. One of the first things I'll do when I go there is, I try to find him. I'm like, hey, but I found him yesterday. We said hey and everything, And he came in shortly after. And I was like, hey, let me introduce you to this guy. He was one of the newer guys I had at a cage side, and we talked for a few minutes. But it wasn't like a, hey, how you doing? Let me get back to this. He was like, hey, come here, let's talk for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. Let me introduce you.
Yeah.
Very family oriented, blood or not.
That's great.
And blood too. His family works with them as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They're all involved.
Yep, they are, and that's what makes it solid over there too. It's a family thing, kind of like our stuff here.
They had
We're
so
family
many
oriented.
Oh yeah, they had so many yesterday. You walk in and they had a yellow piece of paper and it was listing all their deals they had that day, and it was like this much off, and select non-Toro gi is for $40, which you don't find a gi for $40.
No.
And even their gi, like I think they were like the kids' gis were like $79. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they had a whole list and stuff, and I got there, and I wanted to look around. I always do. I always get some. It was so hard not to get something.
Yeah, you always get stuff from there.
I was struggling, and I couldn't. But
I saw that they had it set up differently too.
They did.
Yeah.
I think each time they do it, they figure out a little something they could do differently.
Right.
Which, from an outside point of view, I've liked all of them.
Right.
But you can see the benefits of, how they set it up. So this time they had the flow grappling commentators and the camera over on the side, like when you first come in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys can hear that,
sounds
one
like
of our fans in the background. One of our fans, they're very excited.
Yes. They get like that over here. When they see the talent out here, they go crazy.
We've had to turn so many talent agencies down. Just there's so many of them.
I thought it was Mom yelling at me, but
So it was set up. You go in, and it's the booth itself is blocked off, right? Like there's a not a hallway, but there's a path that takes you where the seating is.
Right.
And then the mats are right there, and they used to have like taped off, and people would come on the mats. But now what it is they have taped off sections for the coaches. Very organized.
That is so cool.
I got a lot of seating on the sides.
They've come a long way since we've started going.
Oh yeah.
The amount of people they get, of course, has dramatically changed. There's a lot of people that come from around.
Definitely like
the commentary. The commentary now is really cool. They do a great job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good.
I really like I said, I like the whole flow grappling aspect. It just gives it a professional touch.
Now I know, I see Bagels. Now Bagels, jiu-jitsu's the guy's life, but I know why he's so thin. The dude runs nonstop. Nonstop. When we were like at U.S. Grappling.
Oh yeah.
I always told him I want to hook up a smartwatch to him and just see how many steps he does.
How many steps, exactly. I was surprised because, when I used to ref for U.S. Grappling, it came to a point where, there was the dress code, and it was like, you need, these specific pants. I'm surprised it wasn't like jogging pants with like athletic shorts. He's just always going.
he
always.
Doesn't stop. He does not stop at all.
No, he's always in shape for his matches because he's jogging.
And there'll be a second that nobody's on there. All of a sudden you see Bagels and go, yeah.
And I imagine too, being a smaller guy, unless you know what you're doing like he does, sometimes you gotta ref people.
Yeah.
That are. I saw
6
one guy.
6'4", 300 pounds.
Yeah. I saw one guy yesterday, and the name escapes me, but he was walking through the hallway, and I stepped to the side. It was the area where it was cut off a little bit. I stepped to the side. He was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Dude, you're too big for me to like walk beside you." I mean, he was
touching both sides of the hallway.
Yeah, dude was massive. He took his shirt off in the place. I guess he was like putting cream on it.
Yeah.
I stared at him. The jiu-jitsu matches were going on. I was ginormous man.
Well, back to Kaylee. Kaylee did really good. Mm-hmm. It was very back and forth.
It was. It was a very explosive,
very good
beginning
matchup.
For sure, and then I wouldn't even say it slowed down throughout it.
Right.
But it got more methodical and less.
Yeah.
But as they got to the ground, and it was like you said, very back and forth.
Yeah.
And You know, Kaylee had a bunch of good transitions. Like I said, wrestling was great. We hit them takedowns, took the back. And even when she ended up on her back, locked up in guard, I was like, you're comfortable here.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't panic. It was a lot of attacks, a lot of counterattacks.
Yeah.
It was just back and forth, back and
Right. It
forth.
was nonstop. Like you see a lot, and myself included, you know, after that first scramble,
Yeah.
it's a matter of, you know, you either have cardio or you're just, you know, your muscle memory is going to allow you to keep going. But you see a lot of people after that first exchange,
Yes. Yep.
gas.
That's it.
And I saw that not a lot yesterday, but it's common.
Right.
It's very common. I
Yeah.
had a lot of friends compete yesterday, and wonderful
Yeah.
matches.
You coached a couple times, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very fun. Very good matches. A lot of friends. Two matches I was like really excited to see was Marco Fuentes and Dakota Hatter, but that was a good match.
Yeah, there
and
was-
then I had to leave before his match, but I had to leave during the other match that I was super excited for, and that was Isaiah Monroe and Philip Painter.
Yeah. It was a
And-
very good match.
Yeah, because I know Isaiah Monroe's really good. You know, he's got his black belt really recently,
Right.
and I've seen him compete. And Philip Painter, I think the last time he really stood out to me at the last Toro Cup I went to, because I mean he had a game opponent. Like I really thought, like I didn't know a lot about Philip Painter, so I
Right.
couldn't guess either way. But I was like, this guy doesn't get beat often.
He
He went out and just flowed.
Yeah,
Won.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
this
he-
guy's nothing to mess with.
he did his thing yesterday. Painter has an awesome knee guard where he gets that knee in between you guys and builds
Yeah.
the frame with that knee and keeps it there and
Yeah.
hooks that foot around, kind of like Tung So there. It does a really, really good job.
Yeah.
But that match too, it was very relaxed.
Yeah, he's got really good
explosive at times.
situational awareness. Like
Yes.
he's never, focused like, all right, he's attacking here. He's never just like defend only this. He's like, we talk about it in here, you're in a room full of doors. If one door closes, another one's open.
Right.
I think he's one of the only people I've ever known to be able to close all of the doors.
Right.
Because he's closing this door over here, and he somehow stretches over here and closes that one. I think he grows extra limbs.
And it just starts getting
Yeah.
more boxed in.
But it's
Yep.
crazy the talent you see there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Just
and
because
watching
it's
people
local.
evolve too. And Yeah,
Right.
they get so much. Oh my
Exactly.
God! Throughout
And
the years.
I love it. Like I said, it's local, so it's like a local celebrity. Like you see somebody local that becomes a celebrity. You're like, oh, that's so cool. You think we're in North Carolina. We're in this
Yeah.
this small state, small community. But you see all these skill sets come in, and you're like, this isn't North Carolina. Same thing with like NC and Virginia MMA. We're on the come up. We were talking about it yesterday. We're on the come up. And I think North Carolina and Virginia are two big areas
They are.
at the moment.
They are. And the Toro Cup is held at Cage Side
Yeah,
MMA, which is in Durham.
right.
And they got a really cool facility because they do CrossFit there too.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
got, so it's sectioned off. You walk in, and immediately on the right is Temptation.
Yeah.
There's
it's,
all their gear, gloves, gis, belts, everything you could ever need
Yeah.
is there.
everything.
And then you walk a little forward, we've got a mat room with a lot of mat space.
Yes.
And then we've got like a weight room, cardio room type deal over here. And it's a really nice facility.
A lot of people overlook it too. I got to give a shout out though, and of all people, you would appreciate it. The bathrooms are always clean.
They are clean.
They are
They
a
are.
stickler for clean bathrooms.
They're
there.
absolutely clean. And I love the
Yeah.
fact that, that no shoes,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like that's an overlooked thing. And, especially at like tournaments and stuff. And you feel like it should be known.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no shoes.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, shoes.
Shoes
Yeah,
in the bathroom.
shoes. Don't go barefoot.
Yeah. Yep.
Worded that weird. But yeah, I feel like that's
'Cause
such an overlooked
that's
thing.
disgusting.
Yeah,
That's
I don't want
gross.
I
Got
don't
pee-pee
want
feet all over the
I had
mats.
to talk to my kids' class the other day. Now I tell them every time they go to the bathroom wear shoes.
Yeah.
But if someone had asked me why, I was like, you want pee on the mat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pee-pee
I mean it's not
feet, that's
straight up, but
gross.
I'm what do you step in? You know, what do you walk on? They're like, dirt. And I'm like, yeah, and pee.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be that little the drops that come out. You know.
Yeah,
You don't want.
you don't want all that. We keep our bathrooms clean, but they're
Yeah,
bathrooms.
yeah.
So you gotta
Just say no to pee feet.
no to pee feet.
Yeah.
Alright,
So,
we're gonna make that a hashtag. No pee feet.
Back to Kaylee Tony. She comes from. We're lucky enough to have three of them. Three Tonys with us.
Telling you what, I dodge at least one of them every
Yeah,
time.
they're amazing.
They're
very
great.
talented.
They came over to the gym. We've had a lot of really good talent come into the gym lately.
Yes.
And you know, we starting up where we took over the gym. It was, you know, we have Spencer as our black belt affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, now we're a lot more in contact with him
Yep.
than when we didn't own the gym.
Right.
And you know, our gym's coming up a lot in rank and in skill level.
Yep.
Just because, you know, before it was a lot of like you trained for a little bit, you know, you didn't get ranked up, they'd stop.
Right.
But it's because, you know, at first we weren't keeping in contact,
I think it's the
and now it's a constant.
right. And I think it's a more mindset too. We've made a lot of changes here when we
Made a
took over.
ton of changes.
You know, it's obvious. You know, the people involved want to be here, and
Right, and it's you know, we were talking about family oriented, very family oriented now.
yeah,
Like
oh, yeah.
very tight knit group. You
Yeah.
know, when you first come in, you're gonna be a little nervous. These are new people. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But you know, you start kind of incorporating yourself and starting to kind of, you know, inject yourself into conversations here and there, and
Yep.
you become more of a family. Like you said, Cliff yesterday, you guys went out to breakfast.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Cliff's-
he came to our gym training, and then, you know, slowly.
Yeah, Cliff's
He
such
became
a
part of the
great
family,
guy.
yeah.
Me and Cliff talk all the time, and he's just a awesome
Yeah.
guy. You know, law enforcement, and so me and him hit it off right away.
Yeah. But talking about, you know, the new talent, and then the Toro Cups as well, you know, the last Toro Cup I went to, two guys that have stood out to me is Corbin and Mike.
Yeah.
You know, they competed on the last one I competed on, and they both did extremely well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And actually, what was funny at the time was Mike was a white belt, and you know, we didn't realize the whole blue belt rule. And I was like, "Oh, you should sign up," or I had forgotten about it because it's been a while since I had
Right.
signed up for a Toro Cup. And he signed up, and after he had signed up, he messaged me and was like, "Hey, so I put blue belt. They got me a gi match." I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "See if it can be no gi."
Yeah. But on a good note, Mike has been a solid blue belt per se.
Yeah,
For a long time.
for
now.
a while.
Yeah,
So
he's-
yeah, he like I said, he'd been rolling a lot, and he dedicated a lot to
he
jujitsu,
really has.
and he's really slowed down. If any of you guys know Mike, or if you know you're listening and not watching, just, you know, picture a giant walking ball of muscle. Right.
A lot of people in the gym get me confused with him.
I can understandably
Yeah,
so.
when I take my shirt off, they're
Right.
like, Mike, oh wait, it's
Yeah,
time.
it's
Yeah,
someone slightly more muscular
yeah.
than
And
Mike.
I was like, yeah, oh, you mean that slightly
Yeah.
less muscular guy over
Yeah,
there?
you mean that
Mike.
weak guy over there, Mike?
Yeah.
But you know, before when he first started, he was very, you know, hulking out.
Yeah.
But for a while now,
Yeah.
he's slowed down, and now he's piece by piece, and he's using the muscle, but in the right areas.
Right.
Right. Like people will tell you, strength doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter.
Yeah, yeah.
It absolutely. Now, jujitsu was made for smaller people
Right.
to overcome that strength.
Right.
However, if you have two people at a similar skill level, strength matters 100%.
Absolutely. You just got to use it at the right time.
Right. And like I said, you know, him and then Corbin competed. And like I said, both did super well. Corbin's
Right.
match was explosive. It was nonstop movement the whole time.
Yeah, Corbin's got so much energy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
So
and
much.
He and his technique.
That's why his nickname in the group is 5 more in the parking lot. Because he's like, you know, I'm going to be dead, but I'll be able to give you 5 more in the parking lot. But you know, just having those two in here training it, and as well as the Tonys, it brings a whole new level of not only motivation, but, you know, encouragement to these guys. They see, you know, before, like I said, we had a lot of green people here.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
of beginners, and there still is, which is fantastic.
Yeah, oh,
because
yeah.
the only way to not be a beginner is to start as a
Right.
beginner.
Right.
But you know, with all of these new skill sets
Everybody's
in here.
had their first day.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, yep.
All of these higher levels in here now, and it's someone to look to. Not the same 3 people that are in here every day, but now there's an entire group
Yeah.
of people that you can be like, that was cool. I want to roll like that.
Yeah, and they're motivated because they see people, they see themselves all around. You know, the people all around them, they're getting better.
Yeah.
And promotions are a thing now here at the gym,
Exactly.
and just people are making such huge strides here, and but you got the families like the Tonys. Michael White had his kid here the other day, but like,
Oh my goodness, he's doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
Let's mention those while we're at it. So Mike's kid Braden, Tyler, Brock, BB, Ian, Cadence, Cameron, everybody. Now the only exception being Braden, that he wasn't really, you know, in the kids class or anything. But his dad's Mike. I mean, come on. You know, everybody that came up here is doing phenomenal
Yeah.
in wrestling. And not saying that it's, you know, because of this. They have fantastic
oh yeah,
coaches.
outside of here.
Yeah.
But
They have wonderful coaches, but they're incorporating what they've learned in here into wrestling. And they've all done wonderful.
yeah,
And, you know, Corbin's coaching a lot of them, too. You know, he helped out a lot with Rockingham this year,
Right.
but he also has his own separate wrestling club.
Right.
That, you know, I used to do Carolina Elite, and it's just a bunch of different schools come together. Whatever school you're from, whatever team you're on, you're working together in this club over here. So
Right.
you're on the same team over here.
Yep.
Right? On the mats is business, but if we're on the same team, you know, we're still
Yeah,
friends at the end of the day.
absolutely.
But like I
Absolutely.
said, they've all done phenomenal. They've
Yeah.
done really good. I went to watch a couple of the matches this season, and I mean, fantastic. Some of
Yeah.
them, it's like their first, second year wrestling, and they've done. I mean, they've had I think only like 2 or 3 losses, if that. And again, first, second year wrestling.
You would be surprised on how many messages I get on the gym Facebook page
Yeah.
asking me if they've never done this before. Is that a problem? I'm like, no.
No, like I said,
like-
everybody starts.
Yeah, I'm like everyone in the gym has had their first day.
Yeah. If
At some point, everyone's had their first day.
right.
And I'm like, we do anything from first time, that you've never done this before, all the way up to pro.
Right.
So everyone works together. I think that kind of freaks
Exactly.
them out at first because they're like, you mean I could be, with someone
Yeah.
that's been there for like 7 years?
Especially
I'm
the
like,
ones that start
absolutely.
like during fight camp and they see the intensity over here and they're like, I have to do that. No, you don't have to do that
I love.
at all.
Oh God, who did we have here for that just started during fight camp?
Was it Shane?
Yeah, that's right,
Shane.
Shane. And you and D were going at it in the hula
In the
hoop.
hula hoop.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were punching each other, and you guys were sticking in that hula hoop. And in the background of one of the pictures, Shane's looking at you like, "Oh my God!" Looking at you and D like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to do this." The funny thing is, he'd do it now.
He absolutely, and that's,
He's
I
a
love
slugger,
Shane so
yes.
much because he's such like, you never expect him. He's very unexpected. Like, he come in, he's like, hey man,
Such a nice
How are
guy.
you?
Yeah. Oh
hey,
man.
the nicest guy.
Yeah.
But then you get in, and I'm sparring with him, and I might start just kind of moving a little bit, and every time I work my way in, he's bah, 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 bah,
Yeah.
bah, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's gotten so good. I
Yeah.
tell him all the time, I wish I had a video of when you first started.
Versus now.
Versus
Yeah.
now, because it's like night and day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But when people start the gym and we're like mid fight camp, and again, I can't say this enough, we have one of the most brutal fight camps
Oh yeah,
that I know of.
it's definitely so. I think fighting is most certainly 50% mental,
Yeah.
if not more.
Yeah.
I say 50% because a lot of physical aspects go into it, but it's a large chunk mental.
It's-
Because if you're not mentally ready, there was one fight I wasn't mentally ready for. I got demolished, and I'm not saying it was because I wasn't mentally
Right.
ready, because he was Chris McCott,
Yeah,
genuinely good fighter.
Yeah, he's unbelievable
he's
wrestler.
doing good. Yeah. But I wasn't mentally prepared for that one. I was having doubts the day of, and I went in and I got crushed. But
But sometimes you need that to bounce back to be a better
absolutely
fighter.
do.
Yep.
But like I said, it's definitely 50% mental, and I think in here we work mental and physical. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just a skill level type deal. It's not just like do this, get a little cardio here and there. Minimum, I'm talking bare minimum, our fight camps are 2 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bare
Unless we're
minimum.
just coming off of a fight camp into another one, then it
Right.
may be an additional month.
Yeah.
But like I said, bare minimum 2 months, and that's minimum.
Yeah. And
We don't we actually I think we try to do never 2 months.
and that's why it's so important to have a coaching staff that has
Experience.
experience,
Yep.
that have actually fought, in the cage,
Yes.
whether it was Muay Thai, MMA, what have you.
Because they know.
They know because that you can really hurt a fighter. There's a such thing as doing too much
Absolutely.
and for too long. Because after so long, you're in this fight camp.
Yeah.
After so long, your body just says, you know what, I don't have anything left, and you start breaking down.
Yeah.
So it's all in the timing, and then you gotta know, okay, how far do I go? We just started.
Yeah.
How far am I pushing these guys now? To you're at the end of the camp. And you're
Yeah.
like, all right, how far do I?
Oh, I'm
push them
definitely
now?
working harder in the last month than I do
Right.
the first 2 months, especially that first month.
Yeah.
First month is like I'm knocking the rust off, right? And not that there's a lot of rust, it's that I've been eating bad. It's I still train, I still work, but afterwards I'll go get a whole pizza.
I'm glad you brought this up because speaking of eating bad, so you guys go to the Toro Cup yesterday. You cut out, right?
Yeah.
You cut out almost at the end there.
And I think that's the only reason we left early is because we had a few people with us.
And your stomach was going.
Actually, not at the moment, but I did eat a small breakfast in preparation.
Okay.
For this.
So you guys go to this place
Yeah.
that, what's the name of it?
It is I believe it's Rock and Rolls Sushi.
Okay,
And we
you
went to the one in Durham.
so they actually have the way you were explaining it to me. The food comes out literally on conveyor
Right, so they're
belts.
back there making it's a
What the hell
sushi
is wrong with
place,
you?
right? And they're back there making the sushi, and once it's made, those little tiny plates, they put it on the plate, and it just comes around. And there's little signs beforehand that tells you what kind of roll it is and what's on the roll. And you open. It's not an open conveyor belt; it's closed. You open the door, take a plate, close it, right? And what I like about it is you can stack the plates.
Yeah,
I love that.
And there's a picture, so I think we should also post a picture that you showed me at breakfast this morning
We absolutely should.
because there is a stack of plates.
So I had 17 plates stacked up.
You know the guy that's doing like the dishwasher
Oh, he was
position
mad at
back
me.
there? Yeah, he's probably like this friggin' guy.
I felt so
This
bad.
friggin' guy.
It was funny because so I was actually I didn't compete in the Toro Cup that day, but I did compete at Rock and Roll Sushi. I was competing against a friend to see who could eat more sushi because we had discussed this for a while. And I was like, after the Toro Cup, at that point I didn't know if I'd be in fight camp or not. But I'm not, so I was like, after the Toro Cup, let's settle this. Rock and Rolls, you pay a set price and it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheap for good sushi.
Well, they got it's.
For good sushi. It's
I'm gonna try it next time we
you
go.
absolutely should.
Now, how? Okay, so first of all, who won?
I won. But
You told me a number.
I will say I won only by 6 pieces. It was very close. We were neck and neck. He was actually ahead of me for most of the time.
Well, slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. But when it comes to eating, you have to eat a bit fast to trick your stomach. You can't let it know it's full
Yeah.
until it's at max capacity.
Did you
Because
go
if
out in the parking lot and throw up?
I didn't. That wouldn't have counted. He would have won if we agreed beforehand. If it comes up, that's a disqualification.
How many pieces of sushi did you have?
I ate, and I broke my record by 10.
I'm so proud of you, son.
I would be too if I was my son.
Yep. I mean, you have really.
Honestly, there's no higher in life that I can
Yeah,
reach.
like I
There's
would have
none.
never imagined when you were born that I'd be sitting here today.
Well,
You
I
tell
mean,
me.
if my
broke
son told me
your sushi record.
he ate 64 pieces of sushi, I'd let him retire.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What's right with me is the
So
question.
how many plates would you say? Like if you had to put a number on your plates, I seen the plates. I mean, it was stacked.
Oh, I counted. I had 17 stacked up.
17.
17. And I actually had started another plate. So I wasn't losing this competition. I started another plate and ate one piece on that. But it got to the point where I was eating and my stomach was like, hey, you don't like this texture anymore. And I was like, I know, but I can't stop. I was like, oh.
That's
And I looked over and he was eating still, so I was like, oh. And then he was like, all right, you win. I was like, oh, thank goodness. I was in my seat, I was stomach poked out. I was oh. It was rough, but pushed through, got the victory. Feels great. Dana White's actually calling me right now because
Yeah.
of that, not any of my
you
martial arts
really,
feats.
You really push yourself.
Yeah,
I
Joe
couldn't-
Rogan wants me on his podcast next, and I was like, I got this other one to be on.
I couldn't be more proud. It's just amazing. I seen. I couldn't help but notice, but every time they panned over when I was watching Toro Cup, I'd see you talking with somebody new. Your
Oh, yeah.
We always make fun of you and say that your PR skills are on point.
Well, it's not even a PR
I know,
thing.
and that's the thing. That's what I was telling Mom. I was like, he doesn't even look at it as PR thing.
It's just
he
people
just
you
loves
know.
people, and he loves talking to people.
Right, it's people, and that's, we were talking earlier about these events being family oriented. It's very, like, every 5 seconds you look up, you see somebody else and you're like, hey, how you doing? But it's, every 5 seconds you look up and you see somebody new that you know. I didn't get to talk to Shell Shock. BJJ was there yesterday. They had a couple competitors. And number one, super awesome family, super awesome
Yeah.
gym.
Oh, yeah.
Samantha and John.
John, yep.
Saw John, said hey to him. I waved at Samantha. I don't think she probably. I think she saw me, but I was gonna ask her what socks she was wearing because we're sock buddies,
Yep.
and we always like to wear goofy socks. We used to ref at U.S. Grappling, and I had ramen socks on, and I was so excited to show her, and I never got the chance.
Oh, man.
I know, but it's okay. Next time.
They're great, those two.
I know.
John, you wouldn't realize that. Now, John is so laid back.
He's so laid back.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
He doesn't look like he should be. He looks like he should be chopping trees down with his hands.
Yeah, and he's just laid back, and
he's like, hey man, how are you doing?
Yep, and oh,
I think that's how it should be. Though.
and he'd rip your head off.
Absolutely, he's so good.
So we asked Connie to let us know when we're 30 minutes in. I told her I would like her to walk around with a sign like a ring girl to let me know 30 minutes was in, and I just seen it. So I'm thankful for that.
Thank you.
That was great.
But yeah, both of them really.
Yes.
And I was,
Samantha is
I've been told multiple
amazing
times.
worker too.
Like, I'll tell people like, oh, that's Samantha Seth, and they're like, she's so scary. And I'm like, no, she's the nicest human.
She's so sweet.
Yeah, she's so nice. Both of them.
I remember being at Spartacus fight.
Yeah.
And they come to the hotel room when we weren't really supposed to. Okay, so we have a possum. Connie has a possum. But I remember the possum travels with us, comes to the
Yes.
fights. The hotel doesn't know these things.
We do.
But we do. So we had a possum friendly meet and greet.
Yeah, meet and greet. He's a bit of a celebrity.
Samantha and John came in, and they were rubbing on him and stuff. The one we have now is not quite as friendly.
Really?
Oh, he's a bastard.
I think that Podrick was friendly because he was gimpy.
Podrick was.
What could he have done?
Podrick was a little slow.
He
was touched.
was a little touched.
yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, he was a little slow.
That's all right.
This one has an attitude. Like, I'll pet it, and he'll look at me and be like, "Don't pet me."
Yeah.
And he just likes Mom.
Right.
And now he does this weird thing where he backs up. He does his backwards walk.
He's Michael Jackson reincarnated.
He does, and he walks faster backwards than he does forward.
He's Michael Jackson reincarnated. This man.
But
his name is Gerald.
Yes, Gerald.
Very possum sounding name.
Could
be a cartoon.
The name we picked the name. It was very. It was an agreement between Mom and Gerald over
at Ultimate Battleground.
Ultimate Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, it was quite funny. She was
that's
like, "I'm gonna name it Gerald." And it's like,
don't call it Jerry. It's Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah, he was pretty adamant not to call it Jerry. But
he's cool. He's grown so much. Every time I see somebody that knows Gerald, he's like, "They've gotten massive."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he's fat.
He's as big as Ham now, probably.
Well, look, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, speaking of Ham.
Yeah, speaking of ham
It was
and Aria.
Arya's birthday, our German Shepherd, was on February 23rd,
Yep.
and Ham's birthday was on the 28th. So we did a little, gave him some treats or something. We haven't celebrated yet, and I believe we're going to celebrate today.
We are. We are. Seen some doggy cakes. What do you call them?
Dog cakes.
Dog cakes?
Yeah, doggy
Okay,
cakes.
they got doggy cakes in the fridge here.
Pupcakes?
Yeah, and I would like to note that if they were left here, they would not be safe.
No, I've always told them they look
they
good.
look delicious.
I've always wanted to try one, but I'm always scared they're gonna taste like chicken livers. And I'm like,
They look delicious.
It looks so good. And Darlene was like, that's not real chocolate. I was like, I know, but
We won't know until we try it.
yeah, we won't know until we try it. But yeah, I believe we're gonna
So
we're gonna get
we're
them
gonna take
on.
a quick break. We're gonna get them situated, watch them
Yeah.
eat their cake.
I think we should
We love our grand pups.
we should let Ham eat into the mic because they haven't heard, but he makes some wonderful sounds.
Yeah, he does make.
He does truly melodic.
It sounds like something from The Walking Dead.
If if I was on the open sea and I heard a siren, right? Not like whoo, but like those mermaids, right?
Yeah.
That sing melodiously to you,
Yes.
and it looked at me and went
With its crossed eyes.
with its eyes that look in both
Ham's
directions.
got his-
Honestly, it would take me to it.
Ham has his own six. Like he looks.
He does.
ways.
He's both east and west side.
He
He is the means of bringing them together.
Well, we'll be right back. All right, stay tuned for some puppy cake eating stuff going
For some
on.
good sounds and cute pups. I think that Podrick was friendly because he was gimpy.
Podrick was.
What could he have done?
Podrick was a little slow.
He
Was touched.
was a little touched.
yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, he was a little slow.
It's all right.
This one has an attitude. Like I'll pet it, and he'll look at me and be like, "Don't pet me."
Yeah.
And he just likes mom.
Right.
And now he does this weird thing where he backs up. He does his backwards walk.
He's Michael Jackson
He
reincarnated.
does, and he walks faster backwards than he does forward.
He's Michael Jackson reincarnated. This man.
But
His name is Gerald.
yes, Gerald.
Very possum sounding name.
Could
be a cartoon.
The name we picked the name. It was very. It was an agreement between Mom and Gerald over
At
at
Ultimate
on
Battleground.
the battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah, it was quite funny. She was
That's
like, I'm
why
gonna
I
name it Gerald. And it's like,
don't call it Jerry. It's Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah, he was pretty adamant not to call it Jerry. But
But he's cool. He's grown so much. Every time I see somebody that knows Gerald, he's like, they've gotten massive.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah.
yeah, he's fat.
He's as big as Ham now,
Yeah.
probably.
Well, look, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, speaking of Ham,
Yeah, speaking of ham,
it was
and Aria.
Arya's birthday, our German Shepherd, was on February 23rd.
Yep.
And Ham's birthday was on the 28th. So we did a little, gave him some treats or something. We haven't celebrated yet, and I believe we're going to celebrate today.
We are. Seen some doggy cakes. What do you call them?
Dog cakes.
Dog cakes?
Yeah, doggy
Okay,
cakes.
they got doggy cakes in the fridge here.
Pupcakes?
Yeah, and I would like to note that if they were left here, they would not be safe.
No, I've always told them they look
they
good.
look delicious.
I've always wanted to try one, but I'm always scared they're going to taste like chicken livers. And I'm like,
They look delicious.
It looks so good. And Darlene was like, that's not real chocolate. I was like, I know, but
We won't know until we try it.
yeah, we won't know until we try it. But yeah, I believe we're gonna
So
we're gonna get
We're
them
gonna take
on.
a quick break. We're gonna get them situated, watch them
Yeah.
eat their cake.
I think we should
We love our grand pups.
we should let Ham eat into the mic because they haven't heard, but he makes some wonderful sounds.
Yeah, he does make.
He does truly melodic.
It sounds like something from The Walking Dead.
If if I was on the open sea and I heard a siren, right? Not like whoo, but like those mermaids, right?
Yeah.
That sing melodiously to you,
Yes.
and it looked at me and went
With its crossed eyes.
with its eyes that look in both
Ham's
directions.
got his-
Honestly, it would take me to it.
Ham has his own six. Like he looks
He does.
Both ways.
He's both east and west side. He is the means of bringing them together.
Well, we'll be right back. All right, stay tuned for some puppy cake eating
For
stuff going
for some
on.
good sounds and cute pups.
All right, we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Kamicuozzi podcast. We have two special guests today. Last week was a police canine. You know, took his arm away, but for research purposes.
Yep.
And this week, I believe we compared a wonderful police canine to this ferocious Frenchie that you might hear noises from. And we have Aria here, who isn't really that ferocious at all, but she's a sweetheart. And as we previously mentioned, they celebrated birthdays recently. Miss Aria here turned 7 on February 23rd. And Mr. Ham here, this distinguished gentleman, turned 1 on February 28th. So, make sure you wish them a happy birthday. I believe Arya's trying to say something into the mic. She doesn't know what to say.
He sounds disgusting.
So if you guys hear you're snorting, that's them. No, stay up, stay up. Arya, come back up. Hold on now. There we go.
So these
All
are
right, we can stay in my lap.
These are the grand pups.
Yeah. All right, but like I said,
We're missing one.
It's been
Lola.
It was their birthday,
Then
so
we got Brigo back there, and what's
so we got Brigo and Wiley.
Wiley. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have 5 for a while, so it's gonna be a busy household, but quite a cuddly household.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and get into these cakes.
Yep.
So these are doggy cakes. Where are these from again?
Dogma.
These are from Dogma Bakery.
They look really good. Like
Bakery.
I would so eat.
I would
I've eaten
100%
worse.
eat these. You guys see these? We see the candles. I would 100% take one of these for my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've eaten a dog biscuit before.
Yeah. Dog biscuits are good, especially the peanut butter
They
ones.
weren't bad at all. Not at all. So let's I know they're dying to get into these.
Yeah.
So you want to go ahead and we'll do Aria first. So have you made your wish? For more toys. Yeah, I know. I knew you'd wish that. All right, let's blow these candles out. Yep. Come back up. Yep. Put your arms in the chair, please. All right, let's blow these candles out. Wow, good girl. You blew that out really well. All right. So, on the front of the cake was a nice little dog biscuit. It says Aria 7. There's a little dog paw in front. So, you want your biscuit? Aria. Oh, yes, you do want that, okay. I think she's just holding it in her mouth at the moment. She's a shy eater, it appears.
I'm sure Ham's gonna be shy too.
Ham is very shy. He's very
Yeah.
she is laid down. She's taken to eating it on the floor with nobody else. Aria, hey, come here.
All right.
She is very distracted. We'll get we'll have okay, I think Aria, come up here. Come back. Right here. Up. There we go. Yep, all the way up. Good girl. All right, and I believe we have piece number 2 for Aria. There we go. All right. You ready? Here, let's scoot you up. So we can hear you on the mic if you don't run away again. Let's see, you ready?
Ham's like, this is bullshit.
There we go. All right. So now we got piece number 2 for Aria.
Oh, she takes it so
Here.
nice.
She's so gentle. Of all of our dogs, she's the most gentle. We're going to the floor again.
Look,
She's
he's
very
like-
shy. If you have X-ray vision, you can see her through the desk right now, eating this, toying with this cake at the moment. Well spoken. Yay! All right, bud. So, Mr. Ham, I believe you also get a biscuit.
He'll be real shy about this, I'm sure.
Oh, you sound just
He's,
fantastic.
oh God.
Aria, you got a piece down here, good girl. It's right there. Eat your piece. Aria doesn't want her piece. She wants Ham's piece. Oh my god, you just sound absolutely wonderful. And then we're gonna break this one in half because he likes to eat without chewing from time to time. So
You guys got like a special ball for him too that slows down his eating.
yes,
That's what he,
because he'll
maybe
eat
that's
so
what the
fast.
sushi place needs for you.
He'll eat so fast that like he starts and he's done within like 2 minutes, and then he walks away and goes. And when you hear, look at his face. Can we see him staring at the? All right, let's get into the second piece. Oh, listen to that.
Is that good, buddy?
Thank you. Don't drool on
That's
me, man.
gross.
Hey, a little bit there. Aria, I believe your piece is still down there. Watch out. Is your piece still down here, girl? Yes. Hey, Aria.
Stepping
Here.
on it.
Aria, come here. Hey, here's your piece. You're looking in the wrong direction. There you go. There you go. Yeah. All right, Mr. Ham, this is your last half. We are fixated. Oh, you are okay.
Oh, he's a
Let's get in the mic.
He's a circus dog.
Oh, just so graceful and majestic. Yeah, let's get all in the mic with that. Oh, that's so good and so tasty.
The thing is, he
Yummy.
sounds like this all the time.
All the time.
It's not just
when
the
he's
food.
eating, right?
No,
like dogs eat and they're
Yeah.
that's fine. But Ham will be sleeping and he's.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna put you down.
I believe Aria ate her first piece finally. Aria, you do have a second piece if you're interested. Maybe I'll make it smaller for you. All right, come on. Up. Come on. Up. Going all the way up. We have quite the mess to clean up before the gym on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Aria, here's a smaller piece. You want that one? You gotta turn around. So hold on, I gotta figure this out. There we go. All right, let's eat this one. Yeah, we'll stay in the chair for that one. That's a good girl. Oh, we're not shy anymore. Good girl. Ham is eyeballing you, Aria. All right, you want a second piece? Come here. Come here. Get your piece.
She's so sweet.
A lot quieter than Ham, but I believe that concludes our birthday celebration for Ham and Aria. Everybody wish them a happy birthday in the comments.
Yep. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Kamicuozzi Uncaged.
That was a fun birthday celebration.
It wasn't as messy as I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be so much more messy.
Ham sounded disgusting.
Ham, as I said, he's a melodious siren.
Aria was
Quiet,
yeah,
gentle,
chill.
shy even. He
She's-
went under the desk.
She's so sweet.
She does that, though. She'll take her treats and just walk on.
Yeah. Yeah.
She eats them. She just walks on. But, if you guys want to see or hear any more of Ham, Aria, Brigo, Lola, or Wiley, you just let me know. And, they'll be here in my lap or on a chair.
Well, what do we got new coming up? We have a new challenge starting, a new special starting in
We
April.
do. It's 1 month away, right?
Yep.
A lot of people ask me, when's the next challenge? When is it? April?
Yep. So $90 for 90 days.
You don't beat that.
No.
That's $1 a day.
We don't raise our prices.
Especially
we
martial arts.
Yeah, we haven't raised our prices since forever,
Yeah.
ever.
Inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not here.
You're not here. Never heard of her.
Yeah, it's but it's a deal. $90 for 90 days for all the adult classes.
Yeah, and like
Do
we were
one
talking
or
about
do them all.
earlier, beginner or not, you come
Yeah,
on in,
it
right?
don't
We have
matter.
classes for all skill levels.
Yeah.
We just added, actually, our first, so Wednesday nights are a little bit slightly more advanced. I'm not even going to say like they're super advanced, but they're slightly more advanced than
Right.
Tuesdays. But we actually added our first ever advanced jujitsu class on Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Yeah, and I mean, that's our first ever. So we teach a lot of beginner things. And honestly, it's because I do a lot of beginner things.
Right.
Every now and then I'll throw a fancy spinning move out there, but I do a lot of beginner things. I'm fairly new into leg locks,
Yeah.
knee bars, heel hooks, straight ankle lock. Fairly new into all of that. I knew enough to brush by before, but
Right.
now I'm finally getting into the meat of it,
Right.
and I'm learning a lot more there. So I'll tack there every once in a
That's
while.
good.
But like I said, I do a lot of beginner stuff because basics win.
Yeah.
Basics win fights.
They do.
But all of that to say, whether you want to become a fighter, whether you want to get into shape, you don't have to have experience
No.
before you're in here. You don't have to get into shape before you're in here because that's how you get into shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are
people-
you going to get
how
into
many-
shape but to come to the gym?
Yeah. How many people say they want to lose weight before they come to the gym here?
Right.
I'm like, man, that's
That's
what
half
it's
the
for.
work.
And
half of it's diet, half of it's working out.
you're like, well, look at my dad.
At this point, I'm like, well, look at me.
But shoulder surgery's a bitch, and I'm getting back. So
We're getting back. We're on the road to
Yeah,
recovery.
we
Where would
are.
you say you're at right now?
right now, I'm getting more comfortable with rolling. I got a lot more confidence about my shoulder
That's good.
and my bicep.
Do you think it's a confidence thing now, or do you think it's you're still building strength?
My shoulder is very weak.
So
Very
you're still
weak,
building strength.
but-
It doesn't hurt.
No, it does not hurt. They did a fantastic job.
That's great.
Especially with what they had to work with. They weren't
Right.
expecting a lot of, they told me
Yeah.
before I went into surgery, hour and a half tops. That's
a
if
nice
they
little-
found stuff that they weren't expecting. It was 5-hour surgery.
It looked like when you open the wire box and it's just
It just crap all over the place.
just
But
very
it-
unorganized.
It was
chaos.
shoulder, it was bicep, and a couple little things that went on during surgery as well. So, but I am back and I'm starting to feel better.
I'm glad you're
on
back. The other
mats.
day we probably had one of our best rolls.
We did. I really
we ever
enjoyed it. I
had.
always enjoyed rolling with
I-
you, and you beat my ass.
I didn't know.
But
I genuinely did not. We started rolling, and I was like, I can't land a single thing on this man. I can't establish a solid
it's
position.
because of my girth.
It's your shoulder. It's back to 100% straight. So that's why.
So we've been trying to do questions at the end of our podcast that could be sent in to Connie.
You know what we need to do is we need to make a website for the podcast.
Yeah,
We need
and just have
Kamicuozzi.com or something like
and
that. And have a question box.
just Mom's telling us no. She said,
What if I make it? She can't tell me not to.
"Oh, she can."
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm a grown man.
Just send them to Connie in Messenger. That's because I got to go home with her.
Coming soon.
So I'm gonna grab one.
I'll grab the other.
All right. So these, we have never seen these questions before. So I'm gonna go ahead. Do you want to start or?
Sure, I'll start. All right, this one is from Bonnie Miner. And it is, what is the hardest thing you encounter as a coach / corner and the most fulfilling? I say
Bonnie's awesome.
she's
Yeah,
fantastic.
Bonnie's
Wonderful
great.
person.
Her husband's Chris.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, two great people.
I want to say I first met Bonnie. It was at my first fight in Brawley Fights.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Fishersville, Virginia, man. It looked like where they filmed Footloose.
Yeah.
It was right next to John Deere tractor place. It was
Well,
but
it's you can win your fight and then get a tractor.
and go for a ride on tractor.
Right.
But no, it was I think that's where we first met. But and she's been another one that we've met through
Just
the gym, and they're just
constant
lifelong
support.
friends. Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. Yeah.
Constant.
Now we talk about where we vacation, and because
Yeah.
we like to vacation in the same place.
Exactly. Who doesn't?
Yeah, I know.
That's a wonderful place.
It is a beautiful place.
Love that.
But
But I think the hardest thing is you learn it in school. Everybody learns differently,
yeah,
right? Every single person learns differently. No one's gonna learn the same way. I mean, there's only a select amount of learning styles, but everybody's different, right? To an extent, and it's appealing to each learning style
yeah,
as you teach. I can coach something one way and somebody's going to be like, it clicks immediately.
Right.
And then the person right beside him is going to be like, can I see that 5 more times?
right.
And some people are, whether they have questions or not, they're either going to keep their questions to themselves,
Right.
or which makes it harder. I encourage questions,
Right.
but it's there's some people are going to sit there and ask you 10 questions, which again I encourage. I want you to
Oh,
ask
yeah.
questions so that you're not confused while you're drilling. I think
Right.
that's the biggest thing right now is, I mean, with an influx of newer people, it's a lot of people that don't quite know each other, maybe
Right.
aren't super comfortable with each other yet. We're not like best friends, so you might keep your questions to yourself. I was the same way when I started going to Burlington. I didn't know anybody there at first, and he'd be like, "All right, any questions?" I might would have one or two, but I'd be,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't be that
Yeah.
person, because if
Yeah.
you have questions, ask. The coach wants you to
Yeah,
ask.
that's what
The
they're there
classmate,
for.
someone might have the same question as you.
Exactly.
And they're doing the same thing as
Yeah.
you. They want you to ask that
Yeah.
question.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
But and I think the most fulfilling is seeing the progress, knowing that you helped in a way.
Right.
Like no coach can credit all of somebody else's talents to themselves.
Right.
But you can be like, I helped that a little bit. Right? Like I showed you that move. You see somebody at a grappling tournament use the technique you learned
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, or like I showed you that move. That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty. And I think that's cool is just seeing the little steps in progress made.
That's
it's never gonna come big, but it's the little. I mean, it's not
Exactly.
even footsteps. You're walking with fingers.
exactly.
Right?
Yep. Yep. I would say my hardest thing is having your son as one of the fighters.
Yeah.
You got to wear different hats.
Oh yeah.
Like I got my dad hat, I got my coach hat.
Right.
I would say I'm just as, I'm hyped. I don't think nervous would be the name, what would be the word that I would use, like as we're walking to the cage.
Yeah. That's
But,
the word I'd use.
they drop the bolt in the cage.
Yeah.
All right. Now, after you go in there, they drop the bolt in the cage, and you're locked in there.
Yep.
There's no getting to you.
No.
There's no getting to our fighter, and it's hard to balance out because you have this cage now between you guys,
Yep.
and it's hard to figure out which hat you're wearing. It's hard to say, okay, I'm not a dad right now, I'm a coach,
Right.
and I'm sitting there, I'm talking to you through the cage, I'm yelling at you through the cage.
Yep.
It's hard for me sometimes to, especially during training. Oh my God, because you talk to these
Training's
guys
harder than a fight.
Yeah, and you love your fighters because
Yeah.
they've become family with you. But when it's fight camp, and now it's time to start turning it up and pushing them to their limits, it's sometimes it's really hard to put that hat on and say, all right, now I got to be that guy
Right.
and push them to where they don't think they can go, and of course know when to stop.
Right.
But I would say that's probably one of the hardest things that I've
I
encountered.
imagine that would be
Yeah.
very hard.
We have a second question here.
Oh boy.
I don't know who gave me this one. I can't even guess because this could have came from so many people. Mike Tyson, Dana White, and Jake Paul. You've got to. Is that fight one? Kill.
Let's hope it's
Oh.
we're gonna we're
Never mind.
gonna put that.
No,
We gotta fight one.
Yeah, we'll say fight one. I'm looking at it now. I'm not wearing my glasses, but it clearly does not say fight.
One fewer letters.
Yeah. I gotta fight one, kill one, and marry one.
And now who asked this? Is it Joe?
Oh, well, we don't even know who this one is, but
This is an anonymous. What are the choices again?
it's Mike Tyson,
Mike Tyson,
Dana White,
Dana White,
and Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Okay, solid.
All right, I would fight. I would fight Mike Tyson.
You're gonna be on the bottom side of that fight.
I
You are. That is a struggle snuggle
no,
that I would not be interested in.
mind you, I am changing this F word to fight.
We know what it means. We know what it means.
You'd be like, just hold still. Just defend us.
I hope he hears this. I hope somehow Mike Tyson is like,
Mike, if you want to,
Kamicuozzi uncaged.
The girls are all laughing. Mike Tyson, if you want to come on the podcast,
And fight.
we can do that, but we're gonna have to do a little sensory thing in the beginning.
Well, we'll have the bell come up again. Ding ding.
Okay, kill one and marry one. I'd marry Dana White for the money.
Solid.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jake Paul. I don't want to kill him, but if we could push him off a cliff somewhere.
So that's your choice.
Yeah, now I will give it to him. He's got some skills now.
He genuinely does.
Yeah, he's been working, and that hurts me to say that.
I don't think that he deserves necessarily the hate that he's gotten. Now, granted, he did just instantly jump up, right, because of his fame. But he got his fame. He earned his fame.
Yep.
But he's genuinely been putting in the work. He's got this money he's made off of YouTube, and he's putting in work with like top tier people.
Yeah.
Right. He's able to pay these top tier people to work with, and if you train with good guys, you're gonna get good.
Yeah.
But if you're training with the best in the world,
the only thing I don't like now, he's fought. I'm not saying that these guys aren't good or they couldn't beat me now, but he's fought a lot of people that
aren't in their prime.
Like if Muhammad Ali was still around, he probably would have fought him.
He recently, actually, I don't think it was last. It might have been 2 weekends ago. He fought Tommy Fury, who arguably, maybe not in his prime yet, but he's building to his prime. He's 23 years old.
Yeah.
And he fought a professional boxer.
Yep. So his game is getting better.
And you know what? He took his loss on the chin.
But I still wouldn't fight him.
You wouldn't? He's young and in shape, though. I would. All right. I would. I think we're gonna off Jake Paul. Like I said, props to him.
Yep.
However, I feel the other two are gonna treat me right. They're
gonna call you the next day.
We're gonna fight Dana White simply for the benefits.
I hope he's your boss one day because I can't wait to bring this podcast
I'll
back.
show him right now. But for the benefits that come with that, with being his opponent. And I'm going to marry Mike Tyson because you know how cool it would be to have a pet tiger?
You could have a jungle cat in your bathroom,
You know how cool it
man.
would be to have a pet tiger? And he's just going to love on me and care for me throughout all of his life. He's going to treat me right. He knows it. He's going to snuggle with me. Give me butterfly kisses.
Oh, my God.
But those are my answers.
Well, we appreciate the questions. Again, send Connie Kamicuozzi a message on Facebook if you have any questions. Again, we don't see these, obviously.
You can, opt to have your name on them, or you can opt to be anonymous. It is completely up to you.
Yep. And we'll get them. We just got these right before we came back from the birthday cake eating.
Yes, so we hadn't seen these, but
yep.
Fantastic question.
So, but we appreciate you all tuning in and
yeah, thank you for coming in. You guys make sure, let's go to YouTube, let's go to Spotify. We're on Amazon now, right? Are we on Amazon?
Working on it.
Well, we're working on it, but let's go to YouTube. We're going to go to Spotify. We're going to make sure we like. We're going to make sure we hit that notification bell. Smash that like button. Smash both of them. We're going to keep up with every episode. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep. Make sure you share it too.
Yes.
Share it.
Share it.
Thank y'all.